it's raining and the sun's out, and everything has a really weird coloring to it. So I know I've been gone for a while, and I don't even know how to begin telling you all the stuff that I've been going through. So I'm not going to. I've seen and experienced way too much to even attempt to put it into words. I've been seeing through timelines. I've been talking to people that I didn't know I knew, but they knew me. I've spoken to people who... It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. What matters is that there's stuff going on, and you can either make it true for yourself and join the wave, or create your own reality. And instead of going through the news and all the parallel timelines and parallel realities and multiverses that are created by every single person ever, anywhere, instead of going through all of them like I have been and telling you what I see coming and what's going on and the threads and the tapestries and all that, instead of all that, instead of dragging you through the cosmic soup of other people's subconsciouses and making their reality hooked into yours. I mean, you can do that if you want. Some of you have to do that because you're connected in that way. Like, it's your job. It's not my job to do your job for you. It's not my job to connect you to negativity. If negativity is meant to connect to you in some way for you to resolve it, it will come up from you yourself. So I'm not going to talk to you about secret societies or cults or all the absurd shit that's possible, that if you really imagine it, it's all happening because you imagined it. So I'm not going to put it into your imagination. I'm not going to talk about exes or if you're going to get back with your ex. Because if you want to, you will. Or if your will is aligned with God's will, you will. If you're trying to be greedy and petty and a brat, then no, you won't. Yeah, a lot of things are going to improve around here, on this channel especially. I've spent a lot of time going through, you know, I'm going to give you a little cliche thing. As a Scorpio sun sign, in Vedic astrology, I'm a Scorpio sun sign, a Pisces ascendant, and a Gemini moon. Now, mind you, I have not been at a stable emotional place for many years. So the effects of the Scorpio energy that I've experienced has been unfucking pleasant. And the absolute shape-shifting ability of a Pisces has dragged me to a place where I don't even recognize my own face. So, having been spun around as if I'm in a cosmic laundromat for the recent few months, and now I'm all, you know, about to be dried and made shiny and clean and all that spiritually or whatever. I don't know. There's something going on. And I keep being told by my own intuition to not drag you into any kind of experience that isn't had by me firsthand. The things I've shared with you, I've experienced firsthand and through the people around me. And a lot of it has been things you really didn't need to know about. Hopefully it benefited you though. So, and I've also explained a lot of things to you as if I'm explaining them to myself, which probably flew over many people's heads, and, you know, maybe, I don't know. I think it's better if I explain it to you in a way that is easier to even explain for myself, because I seem to overlook the fact that I have synesthesia and genuine psychic abilities, and I hate calling them that, but I do, and other things. And I can't expect for you to comprehend something the way that my senses comprehend it for me. I can taste color, I can hear sound, like I can hear feelings, I can see sound. I can't even tell you how I see them or taste them or feel them, because they're all together. I'm assuming that what I'm seeing is the same thing you're seeing, but it could very well not be. For all I know, I see colors differently than you. So pink to me isn't pink. That's why the color in this room looks so amazing to me right now. But to you, it could probably be something completely dull and boring. Point of all this is, in order to help you and the collective to really, really, really figure out that you don't need help, is to be so blunt with you that you and your subconscious cannot find any excuse or question or procrastinating mentality mindset to avoid knowing what you already know. Because let's face it, every single person on the internet already knows the answer to what they're about to search for. You already know. You're just looking for validation, and that's okay. You're valid in your search for validation. You're valid in your search for comfort and guidance and, learning how to, or remembering how to have skills, or learning how to do this or that, and, jumping down rabbit holes and whatever. You're valid. You can do that. You don't need to, but you can. And you also have to remember, like I have to remember, that not everyone is truly human. Not everyone is good. Not everyone is evil. Not everyone in every society or cult is good or bad. Like, it's all distorted. It is all due to your perceptions. And the only way to get you to see to see yourself without skewed without a skewed perception of yourself. Like, I've been learning to see myself without my judgments and my perception of reality in the way. Without seeing the trauma, without seeing the grief and all that. And what I'm learning in regards to seeing myself is, there is no self for me to see. Like, yeah, there is an individualized version of me here, but every fucking day it changes. Every minute it changes. There is nothing about me that is the same from 60 seconds to 60 seconds. The core of my energy is the same. I am who I am, but I'm not who I was. But who I was is who I am. And who I'm going to be is infinite and eternal. There is no possible way to forecast your future accurately, because if I tell you anything about your future, myself, or perceptions, it can change the moment you hear and translate the vibrations coming to your ears or eyes. It all changes. So in order to fix your perception of your reality, you have to realize your perception of reality is making your reality, and you're the one sabotaging yourself. The world is so fucked up, if you believe it is, that it will continuously do fucked up things to you. And if people have hurt you and you're like, oh, but this has been so terrible. Yeah, well, there's literally nothing you can do about it. You can either join them in being terrible, or take all of that fucking disgusting disappointment and how people could be so how people could degrade the word human to such a lower standard that a roach seems more dignified than human. Like, if you want to join that collective, go for it. If you want to like be yourself and see reality the way it is, then see yourself the way you are without seeing yourself as part of the world. Because the world right now is painting an image for you to mess up your perspective of it. And if I sit here unraveling the threads of all the different fucking conspiracy theories and all the things I see and experience and all the things my intuition tells me, I I probably wouldn't have like another video out because I wouldn't be here. And but if you know yourself, then you know that the entire external world is just reflecting back at you. So if it's showing you all these horrible things, then those things are happening in you, and you, like a battery, are contributing to sustaining all of the bad in the world because you keep acknowledging that the bad is there. And it's not about turning a blind eye. It's about taking willpower into your own hands and saying, I'm fucking done feeding the demons. You cannot fight a war against black and white. You can never balance out evil. You cannot stop horrible behavior. You can never get someone to apologize to you, and no one will ever see your worth if you don't see it yourself. The world will not stop killing humans and animals. People will not stop raping each other or lying. Wars will not stop. All these things will continue if you persist in believing that those things affect your reality. You're that powerful. Really. If every single individualized human being simply said, I've had enough, I'm not playing this fucking game of life and death anymore, I'm simply going to play the game of love and enjoyment and peace and comfort and happiness, and come what may, I'm gonna fucking smile at it. Like, if everyone did that, who the fuck would be, not busy enough enjoying their life to go cause a fight? And if they did get up and cause a fight, would you be the nitwit to point out that somebody's causing a fight and we should all fight that person? Because then everybody got turned into a fighter. And then we got Five of Wands and then the Tower moment. So I'm not going to be the one in the crowd like in those old movies where like it's a crowd of people listening to somebody speak and then someone says a stupid thing in the crowd. And then everybody's like, yeah, get him! And then they turn into an angry mob. Like, I'm not gonna be that idiot in the crowd that's like, those guys are lying. No, if you can't figure out someone's lying, you should be lied to. Until you figure out how to discern a lie. Fucked up, isn't it? But if I keep telling you the truth, and you don't realize and comprehend the suffering it took to gain that truth, then all I would be doing is hurting your soul, which would turn me into the villain. You have to learn to see the world through the eyes of your own heart. The way you treat your body is the way the world is treating humans. Look at it. All the horrible, ugly things happening in the world right now. From the muzzling of a planet to the, whatever else. From child to old person and everyone in between, everyone is being fucked with. Even the ones doing the messing with are being messed with. No one is excluded. Except those who refuse to feed their energy into this ridiculous fear effigy. Just simply cash out. Take out your card, stop playing the game. If you're gonna play the game, stop bringing everybody else down. Nobody needs to know that some donkey got run over on a fucking street and there's guts everywhere. You don't need to share that shit on Facebook. Nobody needs to know your views on anything, your opinions on anything. Nobody fucking really cares. They're just bored, so they listen, so they don't sit in silence. Nobody really cares about what you think about who should be who, leading who, or doing what. Really. Admit that to yourself, because the world needs a lot of fucking honesty right now. and everyone's being too busy playing politically correct. And I'm just not even playing that game. Like, you guys can have all the fucking drama you want. I'm simply gonna sit in my peaceful little corner and tell you that when this is all over with, number one, I'm not gonna play again with anybody that fucking betrayed me in this lifetime, in any other lifetime. And two, I still love everybody. Like, I don't really want to get involved in the drama here. I'm just here, like, to help, you know? Especially the kids. Like, they don't need to grow up in a world where they don't know what a food forest is, or what cilantro is, or, like, you know, that feta cheese is good for you, or that, you know, garlic tastes good, or that there is goodness in the world because everybody's too fucking afraid. You need to know about your body. You need to know about what the human body is, what you created, what God created with you, as you, through you, to be you. You need to know how to learn to discern a lie from truth, hopefully in a better way than being lied to. You really got to learn that you don't need to learn anything, you simply need to remember it. And then you need to learn that you don't need to learn or need or remember anything. Because right now, in this moment, the more you take apart your reality to figure out what the fuck is going on, the more you're taking apart your reality and putting in other people's reality onto your reality so that you can make sense of how their reality fits into your reality. And then you end up, through the law of attraction, because you put so much thought and emotion in trying to make sense of it, you actually manifest that reality. So I could make a video and tell you that there's like a planet called Lily, Tiger Lily 4000, and on that planet there's a bunch of gray cats that go fucking crazy over catnip, and that this planet Earth has all the catnip. And these cats are coming to invade the planet, and they're going to turn everybody into mice and chase them, and then they're going to laugh maniacally. And then they're going to smoke all the catnip and turn it into genetically modified nanobot catnip to control all the things smoking the catnip. Like, okay, now you imagine all that. Did I do you a favor? Did I make you laugh, or did I make you scared? Because somehow I have probably contributed to you manifesting some absurdity in your reality. I don't want to do that. I don't want to help the bad guys control the world by telling you what they're doing. I don't want to help the good guys by playing dumb and ignorant to what's actually going on. I don't want to help the truth seekers and the warriors and the light warriors and the shadow workers and all. Like, no. You guys picked up your battles. Fight them. I'll be the wisdom in the corner telling you never had to fight to begin with. None of us did. Not from the first fallen one, not from the first thought of the infinite or absolute to the last. There has never been a need for conflict. All this conflict exists for is to show you that it's fucking stupid. It's so stupid. I've been playing these games online in different versions of reality, and I've been talking to all these people and really digging deep into the energies and ethers and fucking going to places you can't even imagine people are able to go to, living lives there and coming back here, back in time, and people are like, does time travel exist? Like, oh my god, really? No, it doesn't. Keep thinking it doesn't. On all of this stuff, you know what I've noticed through all of it? When people fight, it's like, okay, so I'm cat sitting for my best friend's kitten, who is like 4 or 5 months old. Lily is like 5 or 6 years old. Both of them have been hissing at each other, back and forth as they walk past each other. They have been stalking each other from the corner, like attempting to pounce on each other, and not in a playful way. And since she's like heavier than him, if she chases him, she could hurt him. But since he's a boy cat and strong, like really quicker than she is, he can get her and run before she even has a chance to defend herself. And he's not fixed, so he's been trying to like jump on her in that way. Yet these two are getting fucking along, eating together, sleeping next to each other, and being absolutely cute fucking cats. But people, humans, intelligent, conscious, fucking bipedal beings with energetic systems functioning in multiple different realities at once, cannot seem to figure out that if you spread fucking fear, you're gonna get more fear. They can't figure out that if you're gonna go walking up to another human being and starting a fight, that it's gonna cause more fighting. They cannot seem to figure out that if you sit there arguing with somebody, you're just gonna be arguing. Literally, the thing is you are fighting, you're creating to keep fighting them. You are creating wars to stop wars so you can have peace. You create debt so that you can have more money to pay off your debts. You create an entire governmental world system of like apartments and food and grocery stores and toilet paper and pumps and pipes and buildings and cars and homogenized milk and all these things so you can go eat what the ground already gave you for free. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I've made over 250 videos in the last 2 years, in the recent 2 years. And I still get people asking me questions. Like the same people in 2 years asking me the same questions that I've answered repeatedly for 2 years, but asking me in different ways. But they want the same answer. And I'm telling you, you have the answer. You don't need it. You're just looking for validation. And I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not going to give you fear-mongering. I'm not going to give you truth stuff. I'm not. You already know. You already know this entire world is a fucking charade. Everything. Even down to people calling it a matrix. Even down to people pretending to be people. Everything you're seeing is a reflection of your own auric field. You can't see past your auric field. Get that through your head. You are within a sphere of energy, and you are translating the sphere of energy around you. Everyone else that comes into your sphere wears a suit like a energetic paint goop all over them, like a cardboard cutout of what you think they are. You don't actually see them until you two have a heart-to-heart connection. Until you have that connection, what you see of them is what you perceive of them. That's why I avoid being in front of the camera so much. It's not about my fucking face. It's about what you're feeling to what I'm saying. It's about your thoughts aligning with your feelings and then doing something with those feelings. The entire world could be going crazy. Are you going to join them? For a few months now, I haven't been able to discern right from wrong or left from right, up from down. I've been my own worst enemy. I've taken out so much grief and aggression on myself. I have hated myself. I have completely skipped self-love. I was cruel to myself. And it got me nowhere. Nowhere. I walked through hell and I sat there and got comfortable with the fucking flames and I said, it's fine, I can get a fan. And I didn't even get myself a fan. Somebody else had to bring it for me. Like, do you want to suffer so much through your life that other people have to walk through hell to get you out? And then do you even want to get out? It's not about meditations anymore. It's not about debates or left or right or red or blue or medicine. Like, you can do all that if you want. Go to the NWO and do your World Wrestling Federation thing in real life. Like, whatever, dude, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me anymore. I've been around for so long, I don't even Like, all of you are friends to me. All of you. I don't know how to look at anybody as an enemy. Like, there are fucked up things going on in the world, and I refuse to give it any energy. It's just like, oh, it's raining. Oh, it's cloudy. Oh, there's a lunatic. I love you guys. But holy shite. The human collective has shown less human decency than two strange cats in the same apartment for 24 hours. Even roaches work in a collective. And anybody looking to blame somebody else and holding such injustice into their heart and saying, but I've been so wrong. What about the pedophiles? What about the rapists? What about this or that? Let me tell you, I've been molested. I've been raped. I have been satanically ritually abused. I have been through absurd amounts of PSYOP programs in my mind, studies, research programs done, multiple different forms of travel, and mind wipes. So many times that my mind looks like a fucking kaleidoscope when I try to find a memory. And sitting here telling you about all of it goes right back to the beginning of this video. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Because right now, I can look back on all of it and say, it was the worst fucking way to learn these lessons and to gain this wisdom. The worst. I went down the list of like life's checklist of like the most horrible things I can imagine and experience, and I was like, sure, I'll take all of it, thanks. Repeatedly, and then you can wipe my memory and then tell me to go do it again. I'll do it twice for you. And then I'll do it as a man and a woman for you. Like, I really went through it. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. If everyone in the world just simply puts on their fucking phones and computers and just goes and, like, breathes, even the bad guys, like, just take a fucking breath, everybody. Time out, you know? World on pause. Can we just take a moment? Just take a moment. And realize how absurd the entire planet is being. And then make a choice. Join the absurdity circus and make the best absurd mockery of life as you can, or find something else to do. What I'm going to do is do some more card readings for you guys, but not by zodiac unless somebody requests it. I know I gotta do a Scorpio reading for someone, or for the Scorpios, and I think someone wanted a Sagittarius reading. Anyway, comment if you want me to do any specific zodiac reading, because I'll do those in the next couple of days. Otherwise, I'm gonna continue to do those soul star readings I've been doing, because what's most important is your connection with your soul. You, the earth, the soul, your I am self, and your connection to the absolute. Not God, you know, not a biblical name or any kind of religious figure or whatever. Like, your connection to what you perceive to be God. Not a God with a gender. Okay? Not a God with a gender. Not a God that has genitals. But the infinite, eternal fabric of everything that is conscious and intelligent. And it's something that has no word. If I can describe it for you, it isn't it. If I can name it for you, it isn't it. I can only point with words to where it is. And it's in you. It's that silence that listens to your thoughts It's not that thought, it's not the words, it's not the emotions, it's not that stuff. Emotions are energy, thoughts are vibrations and energy. Your actions are vibrations and energy, and thoughts in action. The silence in your mind is the blocking and resisting of those vibrations. But the silence, that echo of silence behind the silence, is you. Those that know, know. Those that don't probably think I'm batshit crazy. And those that are hearing themselves through me, you know. You know this is just another you in another parallel timeline. Variation of your life that made different choices, that lived with different parents, that dealt with different energies and ate different foods. But the silence in my mind is the same as yours. I'm fairly certain you also remember being a star before you were a human. I'm fairly certain you also remember coming from the pleroma. I'm also fairly certain you also remember what it's like to be God. And I'm also certain that some of you are unable to imagine, that some of you are unable to feel, and you have no thoughts in your mind. You have no words in your, in your head, in your heart. You don't have clairvoyant or clairsentient abilities, and you're just opening your eyes. And you're just learning what it feels like to actually be grateful. And I love you guys. And eventually, when you accept who you are, and you stop pretending to be weak, we can have coffee. Until then, I'm gonna do my best to be your big brother / big sister and, guide you through this mess without acknowledging that you're going through a mess. Kind of like walking you across a tightrope and saying, don't look down. And when you do, you're gonna see exactly what you fear. So I'm telling you now, it's better that you look forward. Because whatever is going on in the world, whatever you've created, any good witch, magician, warlock, shaman, priest, mystic knows this. What you created cannot be uncreated. Let it flow away and let the next manifestation come. Okay? Because in about 10 years, maybe, what I've seen from the timelines is that there are multiple, actually, a plethora of fucking possible outcomes that bring such a beautiful world to this collective. But the key, the fucking key to this beautiful world is that conflict ceases. Accusations, blame, and hate must cease. You cannot treat yourself less than the world treats itself. You cannot expect the world to treat itself better when you don't. If everyone in the world, one by one, just treated themselves better, everyone eventually would care about themselves enough to know that dying, war, conflict, disease, blah blah blah, isn't something you would want to manifest into your reality. So you wouldn't. And if you saw someone else doing it, instead of destroying them,